In this video, we're going to talk about the different types of debt mutual funds. Before we get into that, let's try to understand what a debt mutual fund is. A debt mutual fund invests in fixed income securities. These fixed income securities can be bonds or non-convertible debentures. They can be certificate of deposits or fixed deposits or even commercial paper. These are just some of the different securities that qualify as fixed income securities. These securities can be issued by governments, corporates, or even financial institutions like banks and NBFCs. Now that we know what a debt mutual fund is, we can spend some time in understanding who uses them and what they're useful for. Investors who want to grow their wealth through fixed income can look at debt funds as an investment avenue. And they can invest through an SIP, which is the systematic investment plan, or a monthly investment that happens in mutual funds. Or they can choose the lump sum route, in which case they do one-time or one-off investments to meet their investment objectives. The third option is to use debt funds as a temporary parking space. So you make a one-time investment and from the debt fund you do a systematic transfer plan into another mutual fund. The last option is to use your debt funds to create a regular stream of income for yourself. This is a popular option among retirees and this is known as a systematic withdrawal plan or SWP. So far we've covered what debt mutual funds are and how you can invest in them. So let's take a quick look at how debt funds are categorized and how you can identify which debt fund would suit your needs the best. There are different ways to categorize debt funds. So the first and broadest way is to look at whether the scheme is open-ended or closed-ended. Closed-ended schemes are often known as fixed maturity plans because there is a fixed term in which the portfolio will mature and investors will have a short subscription period after which the fund closes for further subscriptions, and then on maturity the investor gets their investment back. Open-ended funds, on the other hand, have different mandates and can be categorized in many ways. So we'll look at a few ways in which they're categorized. The first is to look at the bucket of funds that fall within a 1-year maturity duration. So in this category, you will have funds like overnight funds which invest in securities for just a few days. You will have liquid funds which invest in securities with a maturity range of less than 90 days. Then you have ultra short term funds which carry a duration between 3 to 6 months. Then you have low duration funds which carry a duration between 6 to 12 months. And then finally you have money market funds which invest in money market instruments which have a maturity less than 1 year. So that's your first layer of funds. The second category is based on duration. Duration is a particular property of bonds and this metric is used for the entire portfolio of the mutual fund. So you can have short duration funds that have a duration between 1 to 3 years. You can have medium duration funds which have a duration between 3 to 4 years. You can have medium to long duration funds which operate in the 4 to 7 year duration space. And then you can have long duration funds whose duration is more than 7 years. The third way to categorize funds is based on the securities that they hold. So for example, a banking and PSU debt fund would invest in bonds issued only by banks and public sector undertakings. You could have a corporate bond fund that predominantly invests in high quality corporate bonds. You can have credit risk funds that invest in corporate bonds of slightly lower credit quality. You can have floating rate funds which invest in floating rate instruments, and you can have government securities funds that focus only on government securities. Now, after we do all of these categorizations, there are still a couple of categories that don't neatly fit into any of these boxes. So one is dynamic bond funds which have the flexibility to look like any of the funds that we've talked about. And the next category are target maturity funds that are like your fixed maturity plans, the closed-ended funds that we talked about right at the beginning. But here they're open-ended, which means that there's no short subscription period, and even today an investor can go and participate in a target maturity fund. So this is the broad universe of debt mutual funds, and you can choose funds based on what your investment objectives are. So for example, if you are an investor who's looking to do a systematic investment for a long period of time, you might want a fund with a more flexible mandate that has the ability to change duration to respond to the changes in the interest rate cycle. If you are a more conservative investor, you might want to stick to higher quality, lower duration products. If you're playing a particular view, whether it's in terms of credit or duration, you might want to stick to that part of the universe. So there are many ways to approach fixed income investing, and if you would like some help on how you can structure your investments, please do get in touch with us.